Most high-ticket coaches think that they have a traffic problem, when in fact they have a yield problem. They focus on getting more traffic, bringing more people into the business. They think that having more eyeballs on them is going to fix their solutions, more traffic, more attention, more content. I've scaled a coach to $200,000 per month and watched that entire infrastructure collapse in front of my eyes because yield wasn't set up correctly. Now let me show you what I mean, because you're either going to go down option A or option E. You're on your way to 100k per month, you might be stuck at 10, well, you might be stuck at $20,000, 30,000, maybe even at 50k, and you want to scale to 100k per month. Now, there's only two ways you can really scale. That's either increasing attention or increasing yield. Most operators, most high-ticket coaches who are generating a decent amount of conversations per month, booking a decent amount of book calls per month, and closing anywhere between 5 to 10 clients a month, they think that it's always option A, bringing more people into that business. But what these coaches don't realize, and what you don't realize, and after scaling a coach to 200k and watching that entire infrastructure collapse, this is how I look at online coaching now. This is how I look at building and scaling a business now. At 30 to 60k a month, and bear in mind, I learned from Grant Cardone myself. I've attended 3 Grant Cardone events, and if you know who Grant Cardone is, he's a multi-billionaire, and he preaches sales and he preaches attention. Where money flows, money goes. And I grew up on that, and I've believed that for a very long time until I learned this. And until I witnessed with my own eyes that if attention isn't manufactured correctly, it's almost impossible to have freedom and have the flexibility and have the founder independency, because you're consistently focused on bringing more attention into your business. At 30 to 60k a month, attention is rarely the bottleneck. You have eyeballs, you have people that know you, you have client results, you have client testimonials, people are investing into your brand, people know about you, people know what you do, and people know that you're pretty fucking good at what you do. So attention is rarely the bottleneck. Yield is. More volume on fragile systems means more chaos. This is what the business owners that are, this is the business owners' typical model, and I call it the leak model, because they're having conversations, they're booking calls, they're having shows, they're closing these calls, and ultimately they're making money. And I know that you're making 20, 30, probably 50k a month, and you think, well, and believe me, you're one of one, you're an exceptional individual, you're of that 1%, but there's only one way to get to the 0.01%. And I'm about to show you the 2 ways that you can get there, the 2 routes you can take. There's only one way to get there, and that's by becoming better at what you do. And there's only 2 routes you can take. So make sure you stick with me now, because the elite model is what most operators use. But it's not what the elite do. The elite have optimized their system significantly farther than this. They've understood their dynamics and their metrics significantly better. But the good coach, the coach who's making 20, 30, 50k a month, that's you right now watching this, you're making good money. But it's the leak model because you're still leaking money. There's so much money that can be made. There's so much more money that can be made from your current attention that you've been able to manufacture from the content, from the ads, because you're having conversations, you're booking calls, you've got people showing up to these calls, you're closing deals, you're cash collecting, you're making money. Now, this is what I really want you to get your head around. Even a 10 to 15% lift per stage compounds aggressively. What I mean by that, a 10 to 15% increase in your conversations, a 10 to 15% increase in your book calls, a 10 to 15% increase in your shows and your closes, and that ultimately means a 10 to 15% increase, if not more, a 30 to 40, maybe even touching 60% increase in your revenue. And I don't mean 10 to 15% more increase in having more conversations or booking more calls. I mean optimizing. I don't mean 10 to 15% increase in what you're doing already. I mean 10 to 15% increase in bettering the metrics of what you currently have. For example, if you're having 100 conversations and you're booking 20 calls, improve that by 10%. Have 100 conversations and get your metric to 20 to 25%, 20 to 25 book calls. Then increase your show rate by 10 to 15%, your close rate by 10 to 15%. Small inefficiencies across 5 stages. 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% means almost can scale and improve up to 50% cash collected in your entire business. Let that really sink in. This entire time you've been focusing on more volume, more volume, more volume, more ads, more content, more outreach, more setter development, more SOPs, more, I don't know, wherever you're focusing your attention on, better fulfillment, wherever the case, just small inefficiencies across 5 stages will compound your business more than any more piece of attention can. And ultimately, the benefit of this is when you increase yield, it means you have better metrics. So when you add more revenue, when you add more attention, ultimately you're making more money. It's a win-win. The operators who are elite are doing this. Keep following me. This is what you call traffic leak. And this is what you have. You have a traffic leak problem. You don't have a traffic problem. You have a yieldage leakage. You have yieldage leakage. You have a traffic leak problem. You don't have a traffic problem. You have a traffic leak problem. You have yieldage. You have yield leakage. Now, what scaling feels like without structure? Because after scaling a coach to 200k and watching that collapse in front of my eyes, I've seen that, and I understand that he was, as a client of mine, and as somebody that I built the infrastructure for, his mind was consistently focused on getting more attention every single month, and that drained him. And I know this single-handedly because I worked with him very closely over a time of 2 to 3, was it over a time of multiple years. And I saw how it affected him, having to always get new attention to keep up with the lifestyle, to keep up with the numbers, to keep up with what he had built, to keep up with the income, and the income became his identity. How much money he was making became his identity. What scaling feels like without architecture, without structure: founder dependent revenue, inconsistent booking percentages, volatile show and close rates, no pipeline visibility, no forecasting clarity. That's not growth, that's structural fragility. So there's 2 ways you can scale, and these are the only 2 ways you can scale from now. There's either the effort scaling, which is more content, more ads, more DMs, more setters, more pressure. Your volume is high, but your control is really low. Or you can look at the architecture scaling method, which is better CRM visibility, better qualification standards, better booking optimization, show and close stabilization, SOP installation, and revenue forecasting, where your control becomes so high and your volatility becomes low. And the benefit, and really what I want you to understand as an operator right now, making good money, the second you start increasing and improving your yield numbers, naturally your business will grow. But that also means you can improve the attention that you bring in because you're more confident that the attention comes. You have the system and the CRM visibility, the qualification standards, the booking optimization to increase the attention, increase the revenue per attention unit. It only benefits, and this system improving yield only benefits the small operator, the small elite operator who actually wants to scale to 100k beyond. It only makes sense. This is the only route to go. Otherwise, you can keep staying in chaos. Now, look, this is the architecture. Now, look, this is the revenue architecture system. There's 4 stages to the architecture system. Phase 1 is revenue yield audit. Understanding your numerical baseline, understanding your numbers. What are your current numbers? Understanding your revenue per 100 conversations calculated. Identifying where the leakage happens and increasing your expansion model. Understanding where in your business right now is the most leakage happening, and building the game plan, the expansion model to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. From there, you have phase 2, which is the infrastructure installation. Having a CRM dashboard, installing this specific CRM dashboard into your business, having the right qualification framework, understanding who the ICP is and how you serve them, booking optimization, going through every single layer of your conversations, understanding what conversations did well, why they worked, and how you can reverse and re-engineer that into every single conversation you've had. I've studied the DM for thousands, and I've had thousands and thousands of conversations since 2018. My first ever outreach was in 2018. I've understood the DMs and how to actually optimize and how to reverse engineer what's working and see the clients who paid in full. Why did they pay in full? What worked? Authority-led pre-call, nurturing design, KPI mapping, and then phase 3, yield expansion. What is your show rate stabilization? What's your show rate, your close rate consistency? Understanding your metrics, collecting the data. The best data you can ever have in your business is from your leads, from your clients. Understand your clients. Why did they buy from you? Have you ever asked your clients that question? Why did they buy from you? That's such a powerful question to ask. Asking the question, why have your clients bought from you? Asking your leads, why are you even on a call with me? Asking your leads, what do you want from me? How can I serve you the best? Because when you get this and when you understand this, you can build out, like I say here, you can build out the authority-led prequel nurturing design that speaks directly to your ICP's limited beliefs, pain points, whatever it may be. Your share rate will naturally increase, your close rate will increase because you're perceived as an authority. The data is in front of your eyes, but the reason you can't focus on it is because you're focused on volume, attention, volume. The revenue architecture system gives you the freedom, the peace of mind to focus on the numbers that are in front of your eyes. That's your business right there. That's the data right there. And improving the revenue per conversation, increasing that by 10 to 15, 20, optimizing up to 60%, having better setter dashboards, SOP enforcement, and ultimately by phase 4, you have found the independence. You have consistent 60 to 80k months, team autonomy, escalation framework, forecast modeling, where you actually know that look, you're not chasing every single month, and the most important thing is you're not maintaining every single month. Every single month isn't about maintaining what happened last month. It's about focusing on scale. Because right now your business is in a stage where you can't really scale because you're focusing on maintaining. The second you can take your eye away from maintaining because your forecast modeling is accurate and you know that how much money is going to come into your business by not just by guessing, not by guesswork, but by numbers and data. That's when you have the freedom to actually build out the scale pressure testing, founder time extraction, having the time back, having an extra 10, 20, 30 hours per week to yourself to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're making good money. You're making money that people will never make in their life. It's time to install the revenue architecture system to have that freedom and independence to actually get the fruits of your labor. And here's our promise. We install the revenue architecture system to expand revenue yield per 100 conversations by 40 to 60% within 6 months without increasing attention or founder pressure. And our promise is simple. We don't do guarantees or any of that. Our promise is controlled scale framework. And this is the moment and the shift that needs to happen for you to eventually scale to where you want to go is stop asking yourself, how do I get more leads? It's how do I increase, and start asking yourself, how do I increase revenue per 100 conversations? The better you get at this framework here, and when you understand why the leak model is leaking you money and why you don't have a traffic problem, you have a yield problem. That's when the revenue architecture system is the only understandable, the only logical route to take to scale. So if you do want to get in touch and you want to learn more about how this works, the link will be in the description below. You can speak to me one-to-one to see if you are a fit for the team, you are a fit, and we can work together and scale your business together to the 80 to 100k per month mark using data only. What we do is we improve monetization efficiency by eliminating pipeline leakage. It's really that simple. If you want that incorporated into your business and this entire system installed for you, the link will be in the description below. You can hop on a call with me or you can contact me on Instagram. If you do have more questions, you can speak to me directly. It's Isaac. I hope you found value in this video. I hope I've really understood. I hope I've really been able to break down the two routes to skill and what's the two routes to skill, how both of them work, and the inefficiencies in one that most people don't realize. The second you take action and start increasing yield and actually move forward on this, not just take on the information and go about your day, actually take action to increase your yield, you'll step out being an operator and you'll step into being a lead. And that's how you become an industry leader. It's Isaac. Hope you found value in this video. And if you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And check out my other video. I have a 110k case study or scaling an online coach to 135k in 30 days. And the infrastructure that I built and the mistakes that I made. Not how it was amazing, not how, and yes, not how it was amazing, how we scaled and how everyone's life was perfect, but the inefficiencies and structural fragility that you need to be aware of if you want to scale to that number. I'll leave that in the description below too. Like I say, if you found value in this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.